What we're going to talk about is a 10-minute framework for weekly review. Each week, I want you to schedule 10 minutes into your day to look at how you're doing on your goals, your development, your training, your learning, your growth. Welcome back to the final episode of the Invest in Your Leadership Excellence series. Today, we are talking about creating your plan because effective leaders create their own personal and professional development curriculum. They do not wait for their organization to tell them they need to do it. They take their development into their own hands. That's how you excel at leadership, is you learn to put personal and professional development a priority, and you invest time, energy, money, focus into developing yourself and also developing your team. In this series, we talked about the 3 pillars of development that you need to invest time, energy, money, focus into so that you can lead with excellence, so that you can build that confidence, maintain your composure, lead with your strength of character. Because it's when you do that, when you invest in yourself and your team, that you're going to make that incredible difference that you want to make. Why are those 3 pillars so important? Because those are the learning paths, the development paths, the things you need to focus on to lead with excellence. We talked in this series about those 4 fundamentals of leadership. Be yourself, develop yourself, take care of yourself, and teach others to do the same. How do you do that? Your pathways to creating that fundamental, stable base for you to lead with excellence is to learn to manage yourself, manage your team, and manage your priorities. Today, we're wrapping that all up. How do you develop yourself, invest in yourself, spend time in doing this? We're going to talk today about the need for you to create your own personal and professional curriculum. You need to not wait for somebody else to tell you what you need to learn, when you need to learn it, how you need to learn it, where you need to learn it. You need to say, this is what I need to learn. This is where I'm going to learn it from. This is where I'm going to fit in. This is where I'm going to invest my time, my energy, my money, my focus into developing myself. I'm going to start with the mindset shift here today before I get into the training and the free stuff and the lesson in the training library. The mindset shift that I really want you to make is from I fit personal professional development into wherever I find time, which means it rarely happens and there's rarely investment in it, to I create time for personal and professional development because it's the path to my success in both leadership and life. I invest in my personal and professional development. I prioritize my personal and professional development. I make time for it. Are you hearing the mindset shift? It's not a nice to have. It's not a when I have time or when time shows up in my calendar. It's a mandatory, necessary thing that I do. I prioritize it and I invest into my development. That's the mindset shift I want you to make. And that really is the mindset shift that effective leaders have made. They know that it's not just going to randomly happen. You probably moved from frontline into management. You probably have some really good skills at doing the work that needs to be done in your organization, but you maybe are lacking the training, the development, the skills necessary for you to get to that next level and for you to feel confident at what you're doing, for you to feel capable, for you to feel like you're not an imposter. That imposter syndrome holds us back. When we feel doubtful, hesitant, worried, anxious, we're not being our best selves. So you really need to invest in yourself. How do you do that? So the free worksheet that you're going to get with this lesson is what's called a strategic look back. You're going to look back at some key moments over the past year, and you're going to look at what was going on, what your mindset, your wellness, your learning, your development, what was happening, what was working and what wasn't working. That's going to lay the foundation for you going forward. In the training library is my membership site. Imagine getting the training you need when you need it. That's what the training library is. Oodles of courses, lessons, worksheets to help you do the inner work so that you're going to lead with excellence. In the training library, there is a deep dive into a course called the annual analysis, where you look at 12 worksheets to help you go, how was my wellness? How was my relationship with my team? How was I doing at learning? How was I doing at making decisions? Like, you get to look at all of the soft skills as well as the tactical strategies of leadership and make an assessment. How did I do this year? That lays the foundation for going forward. So the strategic review back is a little mini version of that. Inside the training library is the full course that helps you do that. So the freebie, grab that, do that. Then what? Here comes the training for this episode. What we're going to talk about is a 10-minute framework for weekly review. Each week, I want you to schedule 10 minutes into your day to look at how you're doing on your goals, your development, your training, your learning, your growth. Remember the fundamentals of leadership. Be yourself, develop yourself, take care of yourself, and teach others to do the same. Developing yourself is fundamental to effective leadership. Personal and professional growth is your path to success in both leadership and life. You need to invest 10 minutes a week. This is the starting point, 10 minutes a week into reviewing where you're at with your goals, which means you need to set goals. So the first step is write out your goals. Write goals on a piece of paper. There's something about handwritten goals that make a big difference. I encourage you, and in the training library, I have courses that help you break this down quarterly. I encourage you to do 3-month goals. What are you working on? And I don't want this to particularly be the tasks you're doing as in your role as leader. I want you to think about, how am I growing while I'm doing this task? So it may be that you're working on accreditation. Okay, that's fine. That's something you need to do. But the goal might be that I'm prioritizing time in my calendar weekly to get into that deep focus space where I'm doing the work of accreditation. That's your personal goal, not the organization's goal, but you are working on time management and productivity to help you get through this process much easier. So write out your goals. Second step is visualize yourself achieving your goals. So again, this is 10 minutes of your day. You look at your goal and say, I'm working on productivity. You imagine yourself sitting in your office or wherever you're working. Maybe you take a day for home where you're actually doing the work without interruptions, or the interruptions are there, but you're able to have that willpower we talked about in the last session to focus in on doing what you're doing. Visualize that success, because that's going to make this happen better for you. So you're visualizing that successful achievement of your goals. The third step is to identify what the steps are for you to achieve that. I need to time block in my calendar. I need to tell people I'm not available. I need to stick a do not disturb sign up on my door. What are the things you need to do to get there? Maybe you need to go into the training library and do that course on willpower essentials or the emotions of time management that I talked about last time. Maybe you need to read a book on productivity. What's the thing you need to do to achieve that goal? And then where are you at with it this week? If you decided to read a book on productivity, have you actually bought it or ordered it from the library? Do you actually need to find time to read it? What's the thing you need to do this week? This is a weekly review. What do I need to do this week to achieve that goal? And then again, visualize yourself moving through those steps. Okay, I know I need to talk to my staff about not interrupting me. So visualize yourself having that conversation. Identify the next steps you need to do and then get moving. Literally, you can do this in less than 10 minutes if you want. But this is how you're going to start to invest that time, that 10 minutes a week, into leading with excellence. It's these little bits of time that you start infusing throughout your week to really help lay that foundation. Because you do want to lead with confidence, maintain your composure, and lead with that strength of character. Those are all important for you. In order to do that, you need to invest time, energy, money, focus into yourself. So in the training library, the link that I'm going to share for you, those of you who are members or those of you who are deciding to become members, is a webinar called Develop Your Personalized Curriculum for Leadership Development. You're going to learn, just like if you were back in school or you're a teacher writing out your lesson plans, you're going to learn how to develop a simple framework of your curriculum. I'm working on managing my emotions. Here's the course in the training library I'm taking. Here's where I'm investing time understanding my emotions. I'm learning to get better at one-to-one meetings. This is the book I'm reading. This is when I'm putting it into my calendar to read it. You're going to create a little curriculum. And again, this is not massively extra work. This is just quickly handwritten notes. You should see my whiteboard. I just whiteboard this out really fast. What am I doing to achieve my goals? Where am I investing time, energy, money into developing myself? That personalized curriculum really is that, those fundamentals, be yourself, develop yourself. That curriculum is that developing yourself. That's where you're investing into developing yourself. And then you're going to look at which of these paths, these pillars that I'm talking about of training, manage myself, manage my team, manage my priorities. Where am I focusing? Which of those do I need to develop more? And maybe all of them, but you can't do all of them at once. That's where this curriculum is important. Getting really clear on what am I working on short term, each week by week. Again, 10 minutes, just going through going, I'm doing this. This is where I need to put in, get it done. And focus, visualize yourself being more successful. Your leadership journey really is that path of continuous growth. Personal and professional development is your path to success in both leadership and life. Invest in yourself, invest time, invest energy, invest money. Put your focus into things. $20 a month will get you into the training library. It doesn't have to be that. Find some place where you can invest in your training growth. Maybe that's simply a library card, or maybe that's watching TED Talks. Maybe it's simply journaling every day, but you need to invest time, energy, money, focus into growing and developing yourself. If you want to lead with confidence, maintain your composure, lead with that strength of character. If this has been helpful for you, please share this episode, the whole series, and go make the rest of your day awesome. Watch this video next because it's really going to help you do that deep dive into that strategic review over the past year so that you set more effective goals that are really going to help you excel in leadership.